Hello, lovely people, and welcome to Guitar Elevation. In this series on percussive fingerstyle, I want to help you be able to incorporate a percussive element that is really easy to use but will make wonders to your playing, especially if we mix it with some groovy rhythms and all of that. Now, basically, you can do that on electric guitar as well, just like John Mayer does, or those types of electric guitar players, or you can play it on a simple acoustic guitar like this one. Basically, this is gonna help the advanced and the beginners. If you're a beginner, you can do that even if you only know one or two chords. And for the advanced, you can do wonders with that. So let's start, shall we? Before we start, as always, you can download the materials for this lesson and all the other lessons on the link below. You'll find it in the description section or in the first comment. Basically, it's gonna help you work with me at the same time, and you can download it, print it, keep it for yourself. It's all free. One more thing as well before we start, I need to touch down on the basics. We'll be doing everything in 4/4. Basically, we'll be counting 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we keep repeating. All right. So that being said, for the first exercise, it's all going to be quarter notes, meaning I'm only going to play on every single beat. So if I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, therefore I will play on 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And what I want to do with this first exercise is put the percussive element on beat number 2 and beat number 4. So basically it's going to sound like 1, 2, 3, 4. Or we can pluck it and it will sound like 1, 2, 3, 4. You can strum or you can pluck, but I'd rather you actually pluck the strings and not strum them. Because later on with the examples, when it's going to get more advanced, it's going to be very tricky to be strumming the strings. So in order to incorporate this percussive element I just showed you, this one, what you need to do is put your fingers like that. Put your fingers like that in this shape, and you need to be hitting the strings with your nails around the sound hole, or you can do it even here between at the end of the fretboard and the sound hole, and you can even do it here, but as you hear that, it's a more dampened sound. What we need is that will emulate the snare of the drums. One more thing I want to tell you about this, it's basically in up and down, perpendicular to the strings. So my elbow is not moving up and down like that. It's basically moving away from the strings and then moving back in. And it's not an up and down in a rotational manner. Of course, this percussive element could be also done with a thumb, like that, but that's another technique for another day. I can link you to one of the videos I made on that technique, also in the description section. So basically, it's gonna be a pluck on first beat, a percussive snare on beat number 2, pluck on 3, snare on 4. This snare sound will be written as X on the tabs. Okay, so let's play together. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome job. And of course, we can move to other chords. I'm gonna do one measure of C and one measure of G. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. One last thing I need to say is what I'm doing when I'm plucking is play the bass of the chord. So for the C chord, it's basically the 5th string, the A string, is where I'm putting my thumb. And then my index is going on a D string, my middle finger on the G string, and my ring finger on the B string. And when I move to another chord, let's say G for example, all I have to do is just move my thumb to the required bass. So the bass of the G chord is basically on string number 6. So this is where I'm going to play my thumb. Now, if you're a little bit more advanced, you know that I can actually alternate my basses and I can play the bass that is on the A string. But just to simplify things, just take the lowest string or the lowest note of every chord. Okay, so for example, if I'm playing C, the lowest one is going to be on string 5. If I'm playing A minor, the lowest one will also be on string 5. If I'm playing G, it will be on string 6, the low E string. Awesome. So that was exercise number 1 and all the basics we needed to cover. Now let's play exercise number 2. Okay, for exercise number 2, it's gonna start grooving. But of course, every time we start grooving, things are gonna be a little bit harder or trickier, should I say. So here we're gonna still be counting in 4/4, but now we're gonna start missing some beats. So I'm gonna play the example and then I'll work it with you. All right, so grab your guitar and listen to the groove. Basically, it's 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. All right, so here's what I'm doing. On 1, it's still the same thing. I'm plucking everything. On 2, in exercise 1, what we did is the percussive thing, the snare sound. Well, I'm going to do that at first, but then directly after it, I'm going to pluck the strings. So it's going to be 1, 2, and 1, 2, and. So this second beat is going to be divided now in 2 notes. In exercise number 1, what I did is played only 1 note for every beat. 1 note for every beat. It is 1, 2, 3, 4. In this exercise number 2, for the second beat, I'm playing 2 notes inside that beat. So I'm doing 1, 2, and. You see how I'm playing twice as much inside beat number 2. So 1, 2, and. Okay, now how we're gonna do that is instead of plucking on 2, I'm just gonna do the snare sound, the percussive thing. And it's going to sound like 1, 2, and. Instead of doing 1, 2, and. 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 3, 4. And if you listen to the rest of the groove, on beat number 3, I'm not doing anything, I'm just skipping. And on beat number 4, I'm doing the snare sound. So 1, 2, and 3, 4. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. If you found this to be tricky, please listen to this section of the video again and listen closely to the distinction I made between playing 1 to a beat, 1, 2, 3, 4, and playing 2 to a beat, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Hope that helps. Awesome job, guys. If you enjoyed this so far and you think you're ready for part number 2, then check the video showing on your screen right now or click on the link below somewhere in the details section or in the comments. I'll see you in part number 2. Let's keep on grooving.